So it's Friday, free choice Friday, because we get to do whatever we want. Because the other days we are restricted.
I know.
But today we're free.
And today I'm going to do my favorite things. So anyway, enough about you. Back to me. Today I'm gonna. Let me see. What do I do? I have so many things I want to do. I'm gonna make some brownies that'll put people to sleep. If you get my drift.
Are you talking about like Jim Jones brownies?
No, no Kool-Aid in my brownies. No, well, I'll tell you the best way to explain it is I did a clip of me making the special butter that I use in the special brownies, and want to see it? I'm gonna make some special brownies. When you get to be my age, a lot of my friends have trouble sleeping. So I cooked them up a little brownie dessert that if they take before they go to bed, they have a nice night's sleep. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all, get yourself some weed. What I do is I break it up into and weigh it into 1 ounce amounts. And I put it in a seal bag, and I put it in a sealer. I have a vault sealer, and suck it down, seal it. Then I decarboxylate it, which means raising it to a particular temperature and holding it there for a while to bring out the THC, the part that makes them go sleepy. So the way I do it is I use my sous vide, which is a French water bath. I set the temperature, I don't know, from like 203 degrees, and I let it sit there until I get tired of waiting, about a half an hour or so. The truth is, if there's a little bit of decarboxylating that still needs to be done, when I make the brownies, the heat of the oven is going to take care of that. So I also use, I don't know if this is backwards for you, but it says Magical Butter Machine. This is a wonderful device that does all the work for you. You're going to see how it works. So what I do is I take my 1 ounce decarboxylated marijuana and kind of break it up. I don't chop it or anything. I just kind of, it's frozen, so it doesn't take long to thaw out. And I put it in my Magical Butter Machine, and I add 1 pound or 2 cups of butter. I melt it so that it doesn't have to take that long to do it. I add it to my Magical Butter Machine. Let's see, there you can see a little bit better. Put the lid on. See, it has all kinds of stirrers and temperature devices on the back. Put the lid on. I set it at 160 degrees. Push the 1 hour button, and it's going to do all the rest for me. It has some neat lights that are kind of trippy on top, and it will begin the process of intermittently stirring it up, chopping it up, raising the temperature, holding the temperature, and in an hour, we're going to have 2 cups of butter, and I freeze those in 1/3 cup containers, and then that's what I use to make my brownies. Now, my secret brownie recipe involves going to Costco and getting the Ghirardelli brownie mix. It's the best, and it takes 1/3 cup of oil, my stuff, 1/3 cup of water, 1 egg, and that makes 16, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 17, 3, 18 little brownies. And since I know exactly when I went into it, it's a pretty good dosing method. So I'm going to let this stuff cook, do its magic, and come back in an hour and finish the process. Okay, the buzzer went off. It's been an hour and the magical butter machine has done its thing. So you just carefully take this thing out. I use let me show you. I think it's a 5-gallon paint strainer. You can pick them up, they're really cheap. You can pick them up at Home Depot. And I like it because it's really fine. And what we're going to do is, try to separate the butter from the other stuff. So. What you don't want to do is squeeze it because then it'll force some of the sludge through, and I really like to have nice clear butter. So what I do is I just hang it up and let gravity do its thing. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, I'm going to let this drain. I'm not going to squeeze it again because it'll push some sludge through it. And as soon as it's drained, I'll come back and I'll put them in the little containers for freezing. Okay, you can see, maybe you can, maybe you can't, that it's quit dripping. So I keep the bag, so I'm going to just set the bag aside, turn it inside out, dump it out, wash it, and use it again. And now I have these little containers that when I go up the line, it's exactly 1/3 cup, which is what I want for my brownies. So I'm just going to fill them up. There you go. I've gotten 12 ounces of cannabis butter out of 16 ounces of butter and 1 ounce of bud that has been sealed in a bag, decarboxylated in the sous vide, and then I throw it in the freezer. So I'll put these in the freezer, let them get hard, pop them out, put them in a bag, and when I make my brownies, I just use one of these for the 1/3 cup oil that the recipe calls for. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. I know I'm going to enjoy eating them. I have my coconut oil because the next thing I'm going to do is make some arthritis rub for Bill. He says that this is the only thing that helps his hands that are getting very arthritic. Anyway, keep cooking.
So, do you want to make some brownies?
Do it.
Okay, let's start in 10 minutes.
Done.
Okay, so you saw me make the butter and I put it in little containers and I put it in the freezer. So now I'm ready to make brownies. So I use this. It is the best. And the ingredients that it takes are 1/3 cup of water and 1 egg, which I have in here, and 1/3 cup of oil, which is my melted cannabis butter. I would recommend, unless you want to have a really sleepy afternoon, avoid the temptation to lick the bowl or the implements. I have done that before and ruined some really nice afternoon plans. Okay. So now it's just easy. I'm just going to pour it all in the pan. Once again, do not lick the implements unless you want to. And then let's do that to get it kind of all done. Now, with my brownie, and if you ever get these, I get them on Amazon. Get the copper ones. For some reason, they really work better. So you just put it in. Looks nice. And now I'm going to put it in the oven. It says to put it in for 45 to 50 minutes. It doesn't take that long. So I'm going to set it for 35 minutes and we'll check it then.
Ooh, buddy, looks like you're back at it.
Well, I am. And so the brownies should be done in about 5 minutes or less.
Ooh,
What I do is
exciting.
I just put a toothpick in them. I hate dry brownies, so I kind of do mine so they're almost done. Then I'll let them sit on the hot pan for a little bit.
Yep, that's the way you gotta do it. Little wet still.
Yeah, but I've gotten pretty good at doing brownies. I'm known
Darn
throughout the
right.
neighborhood.
Wow, oh, that's great. It sounds almost troubling.
Troubling.
Uh-oh. We gotta fly. I don't know, to
Oh,
be
no.
known as the pot woman in the whole neighborhood. I don't know.
Um, are you at the same house you're at usually for your swatting flies?
No, so one just flew into my house because Pickles is going in and out and so I have a screen door. She literally just kept pawing at the screen door until it became a dog door. So now there's
Thomas,
no screen. What?
have you noticed that everywhere you go, there are flies? Do you see anything here that might relate to you wearing the same damn shirt every day?
No, I just went to the gym. This is a different shirt.
Did
And I
you?
showered. Do you see my wet hair?
Yeah, right. I see your wet hair. Okay, we're going to check these brownies. All right.
Okay. You have a nice kitchen.
No, I do have a nice kitchen. I used to have a really crappy kitchen, but I have a nice kitchen now.
My kitchen. I mean, it's not granite countertops, but you know. It's pretty...
I don't know. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, so what I do, taking the toothpick. Yeah, that's good enough. It's a little bit wet on the very, very bottom. But here is the most fun part of the whole thing. Can you see this, right? So this is a flower pot. This is but not a flower pot, but a vase.
Sure.
Okay, it's a vase. So I wish I could show you that I had neat pot holders and stuff, but I don't. But I want you to be able to see this. Well, let me do the first thing I do. I want this to turn out right for you. So I have like a really tiny little spatula. And even though I've gone around and sprayed all of this stuff, I just like to take the edges off.
It still sticks. It's hard to make it not stick.
Mine usually doesn't, but if it did, it'd break my heart. So I'm just going to go around the outside.
Does that have brownie dividers already?
Yes, you missed that part.
Wow.
So now what I'm going to do is see if the brownie dividers are going to cooperate or if I have to go. They're cooperating pretty well.
Wow. Fanciest brownies I've ever darn seen.
You haven't seen anything yet. My favorite part of making brownies is coming up.
Ooh, buddy.
Do you ever bake?
One time I made a pie. It was really good. I made the crust and everything.
Okay, so
Answers-
now, isn't that clever?
That's pretty
Now
good.
you
I'm impressed.
say, now you get to the bad part where you have to figure out how to get the stupid brownies out of the pan. Wrong. My flower pot, are you ready? You're going to be amazed. Okay, watch closely.
I'm watching. The fuck? So
The
it's
part
so.
you missed was
Did you engineer that? You engineered the false pan, the false bottom?
I bought it from Amazon. It's the only kind I use. Because now, a couple things. I can let it sit on the hot bottom and kind of finish up that bottom that I like a little bit rare. And it's not going to stick to the side of the pan. And when I get ready to put these guys on a plate, they're going to come off of there just like magic. But you know what?
That's so simple and brilliant. It's like my friend who's got one of, you know how when you stick a USB cord into the port, you always put it the wrong way, so you got to flip it over?
Yeah.
So he's got a cord that you can stick either way.
I'll buy it.
It's brilliant.
You know, that's the reason I don't gamble. My son said, I'm going to give you, Mom, the best reason in the world not to gamble. I said, okay, what's that? And he said, there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to put the USB cord in right. So every time I put it in, it's wrong most of the time. And I think, and that's a 50-50 chance, which you never get in a casino.
Mhm.
So what I'm going to do with these little brown babies now is, I said when I filmed this that Bill does not like these, but he loves brownies. So I usually put like a chocolate chip on the top of his or on the top of the other ones or whatever. Cool. And I make, I'll show you. This is what he does like. It's arthritis rub. Smells good. It's made with coconut oil and a whole bunch of spices and red peppers and stuff.
How many tries did it take you before you figured that one out?
Oh, I probably messed with this for a good, I'm going to guess 3 months before I figured it out. I mean, there's a lot to it. And the reason it's not falling out of here is because I wind up with a little bit of natural beeswax that I put in. Then I let the whole thing get almost ready and I put it in a mixer and I whip it because he likes it kind of light like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Anyway, so I'm going to, these are about ready. But see that? Now look.
That's so brilliant. That's so brilliant.
You know,
good work.
Somebody really had to think about that. All right, well, I can't think of anything else we need to do.
Well, so so you asked me if I bake, right? I told you I made a pie once. Cute doggy or cat. What else do you make besides brownies?
Ooh, we'll have to make this sometime. Baklava.
Oh, you make baklava? I did that once too. That is a party. And
I figured out a way to make it that's, baklava can be a real pain in the neck. I found a way to make it. It's really good. Everybody loves it. I used to make it and sell it or let the charities. See, this is what you can't do. You can't lick the bowl and you can't do what I just did unless you want to just waste your afternoon.
Yep. Have you ever made cannoli?
You know, I have, but they're not my favorite to make. I also don't like to make, why can't I think of it? Not the dessert cannoli, but the same kind of, it's a noodle that you put though. What is it? Manicotti.
Manicotti, got it. I'm a big cannoli guy. I like them. They're really hard to perfect. Homemade noodles, yeah. I love anything that's like chai flavored. And I just wonder why that's not like a thing. Why is there not a chai flavored like company that just does chai flavored stuff? It might be like the left-handed store though. Like I'm the only person that
Yeah.
would use it. So I don't know.
Hey,
I love that flavor though.
you mentioned that you would like, why brownies? Why not ginger snaps?
Mhm.
There is absolutely not a reason. And ginger
Hmm.
snaps would be particularly good because they're strong flavored. What you want to do is I can taste a little bit of weed in here. Bill can't. He almost grabbed one. He really can't, but I can taste it. And like you wouldn't want to put it in a sugar cookie because it tastes like a sugar cookie that's been dropped in a pot of marijuana. But I think ginger snaps would be good. Or you like gingerbread?
Yeah. Oh, I love gingerbread.
You know what we use ginger for here on the coast?
Uh,
It is the very best antidote for motion sickness, seasickness.
Tom Kha Gai,
I beg your
Thai
pardon.
soup.
No, just plain ginger. Ginger candy, a piece of ginger root.
You're saying you just chew on it?
You do anything you can. If all I had was root, I would chew on it. Or I'd buy some ginger candy,
Huh.
or I'd eat some ginger snaps. I don't
I
have
mean, if ginger beer wasn't so sugary, I think just drink that instead of in lieu of water. And it wasn't so expensive. It's so good. It's beautiful. Wow, dazzling smelling.
and I freeze them separately because I don't, my friends don't need 3 or 4.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go have some more fun.
How many do you have to take for the level that you make for like it to, cure your insomnia?
Oh, are you kidding me? If somebody's gonna eat one, if they really have a problem and they're not going anywhere and they don't have to get up early, I would have them eat 1. Remember, I've taken 1 ounce of marijuana and made, what did I get? 6. So it's 1/6 of an ounce in each 16 thing. But
Oh, wow. Okay.
because I decarboxylate everything, and then what isn't happening to get decarboxylated, it gets juiced in the oven. So these aren't to fool with. I usually tell people, hey, why don't you start with 1/4 of a 1 and wait about 45 minutes?
Cool.
But my friends who know them will eat a whole 1 and go to bed and have, they go to bed at 8 o'clock and have a really nice night's sleep, kiddo.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.